Shall we say Om?
Yes.
There is a Vedic prayer. I shall say the prayer in Sanskrit, then we shall reflect on it. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinava Didamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu. May be able to develop the capacity to accept. Generally, the word Sahana is translated as tolerance. It is not mere tolerance, it is acceptance. Sahano Bhunaktu. May we all be able to live together, enjoy the life together. Saha Viryam Karavavahai. May we all be able to work together with power and force, right power and force. May our life be full of luminosity, tejas, that brilliance expressed in our personalities. Ma Vidvishavahai. May there be any hatred amongst us. So, may peace prevail all the time. So, here in this verse, we have a suggestion. We have a reflection to make. For example, in schools, there is a teacher or professor, then there are students. Do the students accept the teacher? Do the students accept all that the teacher teaches? That depends. But then, here, one kind of acceptance is an important factor. Yes, there is the teacher. The teacher has the capacity to give us. We need to accept it. So, by acceptation, assimilation becomes easier. Otherwise, all right, the teacher is there, he teaches or she teaches. That is her problem or his problem. I don't want to accept all those. It's a kind of tolerance. Here, in spiritual field, it is that kind of distinction, difference is not there. Here, when the heart is awakened, as I said, automatically one is able to accept what is suitable to one's personality. needs, temperament and all that. So when one accepts the reality, one gets absorbed in it. Now, here in this particular prayer, Sahana Bhavatu. Here, Sahana, in reality, that acceptance is insistent. Sahana Bhunattu. May we all be able to live together. In the world, there is a lot of confusion, intolerance, problems, difficulties, and all that. Now, here, this may all of us be able to live together means the life is given to live. If we divide the life, problems, intolerance, and all that, who suffers for it? Individual. So, do you want to suffer for it? Well, here, how you may question, how are we to accept it? World situation is world situation. How much you can contribute for the betterment of world situation is that counts. So, if that is the goal of our life, after all, if you want to be better, our world also has to become better. So instead of getting into that kind of intolerable situations and all events and all that, we need to tolerate. Let it there, let it be there. But from my part, I should try to contribute what is best possible in a positive way. Well, that is how we accept ourselves and the world. Without it, there is no other solution to be progressive. Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Whatever we do, we must be able to do it with all heart and soul. Unification of the heart. The heart means pure love and intelligence. That must be the force of our activities. And with it, our personality becomes brilliant, luminous. So this is the real meaning of the prayer. Then it concludes, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Why 3 times? Why not 1 time? Let there be peace during the 3 states of my being. Awakened state, dream state, and deep sleep state. First, one considers oneself. We need to be peaceful. If we are not peaceful, then everywhere in the world, how can peace prevail? We go on vibrating hostile waves, and it gets added onto hostile waves. It becomes intensive. In its place, why not intensify that peace in ourselves, vibrate that peaceful vibrations all around us. So that is the significance of the prayer. Then comes Tejosi. Tejo Mai Dehi. The reality, Brahman or infinity, it is luminosity itself. Make me luminous. means our consciousness has to become that. The absorption, that is how we absorb that reality. Balamasi, balam maidehi. You are the force itself. Make my being that force. So, here the absorption comes. Then, viryamasi, viryam maidehi. You are full of that power and force. Make me full of that force. So this is how the Vedic scientists, they were very, let us say, advanced, much more advanced than the present day scientists. Not to criticize, the present day scientists will be unhappy if I say that. But there is a reality. They knew very well the human way of life. They very well knew the ill aspects of human life, evil aspects of human life. But they are to be corrected in a right way, not in an artificial way. No amount of diplomacy, again it's not a criticism, will work there. Here, real interconnection is to be brought about. That alone works. So, to bring about that interconnection, we need to know as how to get absorbed to that infinite power and force. Otherwise, certainly, we must have remarked in our everyday life, all kinds of vibrations affect our personality. We feel uneasy. Uneasiness is a kind of impurity that overpowers our personality. We don't want it. We don't feel like accepting it. We want to reject it. But we are not able to reject it. It overpowers us. To remove this impurity, we need this power and force, infinite power and force. That is where this suggestion that is given by the scientists, Vedic scientists, is very efficacious, important for our progressive life. Let us go to the next step, what is called contentment. To what extent we are content in our everyday life? Every moment of our life, we want this, we want that, we want to be doing that, we want to have leisure, we want to have pleasure, we want to go on voyage,
Vacation.
Vacation, yes. So, you see, this is how disquietness affects our everyday life. Well then, you say, I want to have leisure. I want to spend my time for myself. You go on touring. How much of psychophysical energy is wasted on touring? Let alone the what is called money or whatever it is. Well, are you contented when you reach your destination? How much of agitation is not there inside? Oh, is my room all right? Is it quiet? Is it the atmosphere is pure? all kinds of thoughts come up. Even if you take a 5-star hotel, you'll not be satisfied. You'll be doubting, who might have stayed in this room? Perhaps some bacteria may be there. If I am affected by the bacteria, fear, imagine. And then, if you travel with others, then you have to satisfy co-travelers. If you don't satisfy the co-travelers, then again, conflict. Imagine how much contentment can come by this kind of activities of our life. So here, we are made to think, we are made to reflect in what way contentment is to be brought about in our everyday life. All right, we need to have a comfortable house. Say, for example, I am habituated to live in a country, cold country. We need to have a well-heated housing, perfectly all right. That is the basic need. That is legitimate need. But if I am not contented with what I have, I want to have a summer house. When it gets very hot, I need to go to a cooler place. I need to own a house. Imagine how much I might earn. If I am not able to earn enough, then to satisfy myself, I try all other illegitimate means to earn more and get satisfied. Is it contentment? Behind it, how much of tension, problem? Also, are we able to live our life, true life? Because, as all of you know, in business, you will have to tell lies. Well then, you may say, yes, that is business. There is a limit for the lie. Beyond that, it becomes problematic. So, then the problem comes and affects our life. So again you have to reflect whether we have to tell lies or live the life, right life. Of course, sometimes what's called white lie is acceptable. Can I give you an example? For example, Sharada Devi, Holy Mother, she used to feed Ramakrishna. So out of love, she wanted to make him eat more so that he becomes strong. She used to put the rice and press it down, make it smaller. Large quantity appears small, and Ramakrishna eats. One day he asked, why do you feed me like this? I feel so heavy. How much you are putting in, the quantity you are putting? She knew very well how to change his attitude. How can I know how much I am putting? I am just serving, you eat it. Eating is your business. So here you see, though she, limiting, putting the quantity, large quantity, she did not want to say, I'm putting large quantity. Simply she escaped it, saying, how can I know? So it is out of love. Such kind of right lies acceptable. perfectly right. It doesn't harm. Rather, it brings good to the other and to oneself. We have to accept. Now, but self-contentment, it is being content in what one is doing, in what one is earning, and being contented with the family, children, and everything. And that contentment should express itself for the growth of the family, for the well-being of the family, for the growth of children, education of the children, well-being of the children. If that contentment goes beyond the what's called legitimate need, then it brings all kinds of problems, all kinds of displeasures, all kinds of conflicts. So here we need to know how to get contented oneself in everyday life. So here the second aspect of our life is getting absorbed in that contentment. You want to listen to a story? There was a great sage. He was a grand tourist. One day he happened to come to a spiritual aspirant meditating, practicing spiritual austerities and all that. Seeing this great sage, the spiritual aspirant asked him, "Sir, where are you going?" "I am going to heaven, to the abode of the Lord." "Are you coming back?" "Yes." "So, will you please do a favor to me?" "Yes." "You ask the Lord when I shall be liberated. I am practicing my austerities." He said, "All right." So he was going to another place. In another place also there was a spiritual aspirant. He was very happy. Asked the sage, "Sir, where are you going?" "I am going to heaven." "Not the heaven which we spoke yesterday." "So, well, can you ask the Lord as when I shall be liberated?" The sage said, "All right." So after some time, the sage returns, comes to the first spiritual aspirant who was practicing all kinds of austerities. He was very eager to know as when he will be liberated. He asked the question to the sage, "Sir, did you ask the Lord?" "Yes." What was the reply? "Yes, you will be liberated after 3 lives." 3 more lives? Pain started. I have to undergo another 3 more lives. All kinds of contractions began in him. Then the result was that he had to undergo several problems, taking birth again and again because of that condition contraction. There's no opening up of the heart. When he came to the second man who was perfectly contented, "Sir, did you ask the Lord when I will be liberated?" "Yes." "Yes, you will be liberated. Look at the tree. How many leaves? Can you count? You have to take so many births to get liberated." He was so very happy. After all, I'll be liberated. That contentment got him liberated immediately. So you can imagine the efficacy of inner contentment. And, well, how can we practice it in our everyday life? For this reason, we need to go back to ourselves. Get absorbed in ourselves, not getting absorbed by the external forces. So when we go back to our inner being, slowly the heart opens up. It starts revealing us all the negative forces that there are within, and the individual is able to say, no, please, you have no place here. I can't admit you. That is the rejection. That is the renouncement. So don't be afraid when we say renouncement. It's not just throwing away. It is accepting, by acceptance, saying no. So in our life, it's very difficult for us to say no for many things. Whereas here, when that inner contentment is there, it becomes very easy to say no. So here, when you go within yourself, one impression may come up and say, why don't you do this way? So the intelligence is there. It starts analyzing whether it is really true. Is it beneficial? If it is not beneficial, why should I do it? I say, no, please, not for me. So every moment of our life, such impressions may come up. And the person who has the capacity to go within, remain within, is able to say no to all those forces which are negative or hostile to our way of being, right way of life. So this is what is called in Sanskrit Swadhyaya. So I am not pounding you with philosophical concepts. I'm just trying to bring the values the way we are able to apply it in our everyday life. So this is how we have to analyze ourselves. The self-contentment and analysis, they go together. When the person is able to say no to hostile forces or negative impressions or whatever it is, one is able to remain oneself. Then the next step comes. What is the next step? It is pure love. In Yoga Sutras, you might be knowing, one word is used, Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara is Supreme Reality. Pranidhana, you surrender yourself or you connect yourself to that Supreme Reality. How are we to connect ourselves with that Supreme Reality or Infinite Reality? It is through the heart. So here heart is cleared from all negative forces, and it starts expressing only that pure love, and it gets connected to the infinite reality or infinite pure love You may say, how can you see infinite pure love? How are we to know infinite pure love? Let us take, for example, the Bible. In the beginning, God alone was. He desired to be multiple. What is this desire? It is the love that expresses itself to see oneself in multiple ways. So we are all the multiple of that infinite reality. Are we aware of it? We busy ourselves with all other impermanent, temporary affairs of life. How are we connected to this infinite pure love? So unless we open up our heart. So here comes the important aspect of our life, opening up of our heart. If we close up our heart, contraction begins. If the contraction overpowers us, then we say, I have no energy, I am tired, I am this, I am that. And anger, frustration, all kinds of problems come up. So when we say Ishvara Pranidhana, union with the infinite reality, it is in reality union with the pure love. So when we say Ishvara, we should not be afraid. Oh, God is controlling. God is watching us. God is punishing us. If we do some mistake, it is sinful. No. Such conceptions are not there at all. For example, what is called sin. It is we who feels that aspect of it. It is not God created, it is man created. That is why Ramakrishna says, why do you say you are a sinner, you will become that? Instead of why not say, thou, I am that. Aham Brahmasmi, I am infinity itself. So this is how, or if it is not possible for us to say Aham Brahmasmi, we may say, oh, saying Aham Brahmasmi, it is sinful. Again, the concept of sin comes. If you don't like it, why don't you say Prajnanam Brahma? Everything is full of consciousness. Everything is full of consciousness. The states of vibration may differ. The same consciousness that vibrates as different degrees, levels. Where is the conception of sin? So we are free. Or we may say Akhandam Brahma. Everything is that infinite reality itself. Or Sarvam Karvidam Brahma. Everything is this infinity itself. If everything is infinity itself, where is sin? Where is impurity? Why do we feel that? Well, you may say, Swami, you are going against Christian theology. No. I respect, I love. But this is the practical way of applying ourselves. It's not the practical way is better than just blindly following something. Again, I have gone above the limit questions?
Swami, how to go within?
Yes. In the meditation yesterday, I told you, lotus in the heart, visualize the rising sun, that is yourself. Then put your eyes, direct the power of vision to that rising sun. And then I said, this infinite harmony expresses itself as Om. Direct the power of hearing toward that vibration which vibrates. Then touch, whatever you touch, maybe whatever it is. It is directing the energy, force inward. So that is the way to go inward.
So through meditation and...
This is meditation.
So you can go inward through meditation. And how about mantra?
Mantra also, yes. Mantra also in one way, as I said. The Om is the expression of our inner being. So with it, you just go inward. Here, inside your being, the vibration. Would you like to read the question?
Oh, okay, this is a little political. So Swami's going to handle it spiritually, I'm sure. In America today, the two political ideologies have moved far from any higher ideals, and they mostly feed group egoism. How should a Vedanta follower help improve their situation?
That is a very interesting question. And at the same time, it is a complicated question. And also it is a question to which we do not belong to. Now, there is ideology. That ideology is used by certain, let us say, individuals or group of individuals or whatever we may call it, to use their power. It is their problem. And what is our problem? First, let us solve our personal problems. So, when you are able to solve our personal problems, we become the ideal for others. As I said yesterday, I think, be and make. So others start observing us. Why not? The person is so very happy. Why I also not follow the same method? So the others start following. That is why in the Bhagavad Gita there is a very beautiful expression given by the Lord. Yadyat acharati shrestha tatta devetaro jana. The person who has become ideal acceptable, whatever he or she does is followed by others. I think we all should, as Vedantis, concentrate on first with personal development, personal transformation. Let us be that. Then later, certainly, people will follow us. It may get spread in all spheres of life or ideologies. It will come later. It should come later. Certainly it has to come. It will come. But first let us take care of ourselves.
So, in today's day and in most of Western world with capitalism, you were talking about contentment, but where with corporate world, the results are of increasing the value and quarterly and annual, year-over-year. There is just always expectations of more, and also at the same time, we have to, so as to speak, keep up. In that case, how do we apply this in our practical life in this world?
Perfectly right. Now, we need to be successful. Success comes from where? Unless the individual has raised himself or herself to the state of power, force, intelligence, how can in the external areas bring success? You may say, yes, I am intelligent, I know what to do, how to do. But that intelligence becomes conditioned. Conditioned how? Take for example, there is market today. The market value may go down. Fear overtakes you. So you become contracted. When you become contracted, your intelligence may not function. You may struggle. Struggling again brings you stress. You are stressed. In spite of that stress, you continue to work. You are disappointed. Again, you are dominated by the force, what you call disappointment. Then anxiety overtakes you. Imagine how the chain reaction comes on the person. How can one be successful with such kind of feeling or being? It is here Vedanta comes to your help. First, have that inner power, inner force, and slowly bring about that inner contentment. So when the inner contentment starts taking place, the heart opens up. When the heart opens up, the intelligence also opens up. It doesn't get contracted. Whatever may be the external power or force, you have the courage to go forward. So with that courage, you function. So that is the story yesterday. Perhaps you must have known the story of 3 engineers. Now 3 engineers, they were honest, pure-hearted, wanted to live the right life. They died. Good intentions brought them to heaven. The door is closed. They are not disappointed. They did their self-effort to open the door. Then again, self-deception came up saying that you have no place here. You see, we think we create what is called the heavenly abode. It is our creation. So then, if the engineers become disappointed, they become dispirited. What to do, how to do, when to do, nothing. Nothing is known. The reception is said to go to hell. For us, it looks as if hell is a big punishment. No, they were not disappointed, they accepted. How they accepted? Because their heart was pure. Wherever we are, we will be able to do something. They went to hell, saw all the need, they started working. How they were able to see the needs of the people, work for, the heart was opened up. Here are people, needy people, we must do something. We need to do something. After all, they are also like us. So heart opens up. Started working. So when they started working, cooperation came. Everything became successful. The hell had become better hell. Let us say, better heaven. So that is how we create better hell or heaven for ourselves. Not only for ourselves, for all co-beings. So it is true. Let us compare our world today. It may be, sometimes it may appear to be a heavenly abode. All kinds of pleasures are there, all kinds of objects are there to, let us say, to fulfill our needs. They are not needs, they are all artificial needs. They don't bring us total fulfillment. Now, there are people who are very content. They don't need much. I've seen people in India, in villages, they are very happy, perhaps one torn rag or whatever it is. They are happy. I'll tell you a story. There was a king. Now that king, he was not happy. He consulted his ministers. I am not happy. What shall we do? There was a big, what is called, discussion going on among the ministers. One minister said, our king must wear a shirt of a happy man. So all accepted. So the messengers were sent in all directions to find a happy man. Ultimately, one minister, perhaps chief minister, came upon a man who was very happy. He was working in his field. He did not care for anything. And minister came up to him, asked him, "Sir, are you happy?" "Yes." "Oh, yeah, you are always happy?" "Yes." "I work. I grow my food. My children are happy. My wife is happy. I am happy. I have got a small house. I am happy. I am comfortable." The minister asked him, "Sir, can you give me one of your shirts?" The man said, "I don't wear any shirt." here, the significance is that external, what is called comforts, what we say comforts, are not really comforts. The inner comfort is the comfort. Inner comfort does not demand anything, need anything.
Tommy, I'm a teacher, and I focus a lot on getting the kids to understand like their own happiness, and I struggle with the way the education system is like kind of formed today and its structure. What do you think is the ideal form or structure for education to best benefit, I guess, not just the kids, but like the world in general?
The teacher must be ideal teacher. If the students are not able to know or follow what the teacher teaches, then the teacher must go on reflecting as how different methods can be applied. Again, I will tell you a story. There was a teacher who used to teach mathematics, and students were making noise all the time during mathematics class. They were not listening to him, they were not interested at all. The teacher started reflecting, how can I control this class? Came back home. When he saw his garden, there were cherries. He collected all the cherries, brought the class to the class next day, told the students, look here, a plate of cherries. It's all for you. But then it depends upon how you answer my questions. He began with the first student. Now, I give you 10 cherries. You have to part with that 10 cherries with your neighbor. Equal. Tell me how many remains. Immediately the student says, oh, 5, sir. All right, keep 5 with you. Give the 5 the other. In the same way, he went on questioning every student. The right answer comes. All students were happy, and along with that they enjoyed the cherries. And everything is quiet, everything is perfect. So it all depends upon the techniques of the teacher as how one has to apply himself or herself. So one needs to know as how to make happy all the children. That is a creative job.
My question is, in this world, like, we don't have any kids, but we have like nephews who are always in competition with their friends of like, oh, they have this and they have that. How do you make someone who's very young understand, like, to be appreciative of what they have? And especially in this country where everything is plentiful, so it's kind of hard to make them understand what you have. It's a lot more than what other people have.
Yes. So younger people then got a lot of ambition. How to fulfill that ambition? Whether the parents are able to direct them rightly to fulfill their ambition. That's one aspect. Second aspect is that how the individual is conducting himself or herself to fulfill the ambitions. How much one becomes concentrated on let us say, subject or object or whatever it is. There comes the question of immersing oneself. So, if one is able to totally get immersed in what wants to achieve, slowly that force pushes the person onward. So that is how the ambitions get fulfilled, achieved, made possible. So we need to know as how to inspire the younger in that right direction. Otherwise, generally we may say, the child says, for example, I want to become a doctor. Immediately the parents say, no. For doctors there is no market. You can't have money. Why don't you become a software engineer? But it may not be the need of the child, heart of the child. Child wants to do something for others. So when child shows some certain ambitions, we must know as how to encourage them and give them all possible, let us say, aid or courage and all that. Bishop sing the mantra Chidanandoham Shivoham Shivoham. The yoga practice that we have practiced was based on Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda. This mantra is supplementary to the practice. You can repeat after me. to come to close, let us go back to our mother, our real mother, divine mother, expression of pure love itself. Om Hri Ma Jai Ma Jai Jai Ma. Yeah.